One of the most daring military strikes in history has been reenacted in what's now South Korea. 60 years ago today, General MacArthur led an audacious landing behind North Korean lines at the port of Incheon. The strike saved the Americans and their allies from certain defeat and stopped the communist takeover of the Korean peninsula. Today, a small group of Australian veterans returned to Incheon to remember the turning point of the war.
Like ghosts from the past, the flotilla blasted its way towards the shore. 60 years ago today, 13,000 troops hit the beach at Incheon and drove back the North Korean war machine. Today, one of the most stunning strikes behind enemy lines was reenacted. And watching on was one Australian veteran who was there all those decades ago.
Like I've been reborn again. I didn't believe I could ever see it again.
6 decades after taking part in the so-called Forgotten War, 4 Australian veterans have returned as guests of the South Korean government. Colin served on the destroyer HMAS Arunta.
When you look back, it was a waste of lives, but it was to get peace and try and unify the country. It had to be a waste of lives. You can't get around it.
The Incheon landing has been described as one of the most audacious and successful military operations in modern history. And while it prevented defeat for UN forces, it didn't ensure victory. The Korean War ended in stalemate, a festering sore which still today threatens to erupt into full-scale conflict.
They hit the beach on schedule.
When United Nations troops took Incheon, it was hoped the war would be over within months. Instead, it would grind on, costing hundreds of thousands more lives. But today, South Korea used the anniversary to celebrate one of the conflict's most decisive battles.
It is absolutely awesome, and it's a hard act to follow. I can't see us ever beating that.
It was something I'll never see again in my lifetime. It was spectacular.
The only thing more spectacular would be lasting peace on the Korean peninsula. Mark Willesee, ABC News, Incheon.